90 days ago, I made a decision that looked small, but honestly, it changed how I see myself. Not my life overnight, not my money, not my results, but how I see myself. And that changed everything. I started posting content. No big plan, no strategy, no experience. Just me, my phone, and a quiet decision in my head. Start and don't stop this time. And today, I don't want to motivate you. I want to show you something real because social media is full of people showing you the end. I want to show you the middle, the part nobody respects, but everyone goes through. So look, these are my videos. These are the views. Some of them 0, 5, 10, no comment, no attention, nothing. And yeah, if you are used to seeing viral content, this looks failure to you, but it's not. This is actually what it looks like when someone is building. Because most people only show the results when they win. They hide this part, the quiet part, the uncomfortable part, the part where nobody cares. And that's exactly where most people quit. I didn't start content creation because I was confident. Let me be honest with you, I started it because I was tired. Tired of starting something, getting excited, and then disappearing. Tired of telling myself this time is gonna be different. Tired of proving myself wrong. Again and again and again, I tried business, I tried ideas, I tried improving myself, but there was always one pattern. I start strong and then I slowly disappear. No discipline, no consistency, just motivation that fades. And after a while, that starts to mess with your identity. You stop trusting yourself, you say you will do something, and deep inside, you already know you won't. That feeling, that's dangerous. So I told myself something simple. This time, I'm not stopping. Not when I feel tired, not when I feel embarrassed, not when it feels pointless. I'm just not stopping. The first days, they felt weird, like really weird. You are sitting there, talking to a camera with nobody watching, no audience, no feedback, no proof that it matters, and your brain keeps telling you, this is stupid. Why are you doing this? Nobody cares. And honestly, it does feel stupid at the beginning. You feel awkward. You don't know how to speak. You overthink everywhere. You record something, delete it, record again. Sometimes 10 times for a 30-second video. Then after all that, you post it. And nothing happens. That's the reality. No likes, no comments, just silence. And that silence tastes. Because now it's not about skill, it's about who you are. Do you keep going when there is no reward? Most people don't. But I kept going. I kept posting. Even when it felt pointless. Even when I didn't want to. Even when I thought maybe this isn't for me. And slowly, something started changing. Not outside, inside. I became more confident, more comfortable speaking. At first, I couldn't even look at the camera properly. I was thinking too much. How do I look? How do I sound? What if people judge me? Now, I don't think like that anymore. I just speak. Not perfectly, but freely. And that's a huge difference. I stopped trying to sound right and started to be real. I stopped overthinking every sentence and started expressing ideas naturally. Before this, I would think 10 times before saying anything. Now, I trust myself to speak. And that confidence, you can't fake it. You can't. You build it. Look at this. My first video and my recent ones. You can literally see the difference. Not in views, not in numbers, in me. In how I talk. How do I look at the camera? How I deliver ideas. That's progress. And most people ignore that because they are obsessed with results. But results are slow. Identity is faster. You become someone before you win as someone. And then I realized something important. Content creation is not about posting videos. It's about becoming someone. Every time you press record, you are practicing courage. Every time you post, you're building discipline. Every time you show up, you are rewriting how you see yourself. This is bigger than content. This is identity. You start learning things most people never learn. You start to speak clearly, how to explain ideas simply, how to grab attention in seconds, how to communicate without overthinking, how to stay consistent even when you don't feel like it. These are real skills. Skills that transfer into everything. Business, relationships, confidence, opportunities. People underestimate this because they are chasing views. Did I go viral? No. Did I make money? Not yet. Did everything suddenly become easy? No. But something more important happened. I didn't quit. And that might sound small, but for me, that's everything. Because my whole pattern before this was quitting. Starting, stopping, repeating. Now, broke that. And when you break that pattern, you change your future. I stopped being someone who tries things and I became someone who shows up. Even when it's boring. Even when it's hard. Even when nobody cares. I show up. And that identity is powerful. Because once you become that personality, you can apply it to anything. Gym, business, life, and all changes. So if you are watching this and you feel stuck, listen carefully. Maybe you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need motivation. You don't need everything figured out. You need to start. more importantly, you need to keep going, even when it feels pointless. Especially when it feels pointless, because that's where the change is happening. Not outside, inside. Imagine this. 90 days from now, you're more confident. You speak better. You speak better. You think clearer. You trust yourself more. Not because something magical happened, but because you showed up daily. That version of you is built step by step, day by day, post by post. I'm still at the beginning. I'm not successful yet. I'm not where I want to be. But I'm not the same person anymore. I'm not the same person. And that's enough to keep going. Because now I know if I don't stop, it's only a matter of time. So if you are on this journey, if you are building something from zero, if you are tired of starting and stopping, subscribe to Aram Talks, because I'm not here to show you perfection, I'm here to show you the process. We are building this from zero together.